Hi, I'm Legacy, and I play Rosanna.
Hi, I'm Scott, and I play Arthur.
Hi, my name's Elijah, and I play Zephyr.
Hello, I'm Zoetrooper, and I will be playing Viktoria.
And I'm Bloodied Porcelain. I will be your storyteller for the evening. Death and tragedy are as much a part of life as birth and joy. For every cherished child passed into the arms of a waiting and loving family, there is a death that rips another family apart. For every first cry of a newborn baby, someone dies alone. Each death a tragedy, each death a loss to someone somewhere, even if it's just the person who did the leaving. There are those who look at tragedy and see the pain in the eyes of those who have lost. They see the horror in the death and destruction. They see the twisted metal and exposed bones, smell the blackened, burnt flesh, and the flush of offal that comes with a quick and brutal end. Then there are those who look past the tragedy, who stare into the depths of that horror and look for the hand that guided it. Those who fight death incarnate where it stalks the land. Hunters are not forged in books and training. Hunters are forged in tragedies, and bound by them, never to escape. Where others look and feel their bile rising, hunters are the ones who cannot look away. No matter how long the abyss stares back, the madmen cannot turn their gaze. The madmen cannot stop thinking about the images that they have witnessed. The madmen cannot run. Let's tell a story about the madmen. Good evening, players. In our last episode, there were several things that were different than what you have become accustomed to on this short time on the road. For one, Viktoria was not with you. It was odd having to operate without her. You've gotten accustomed to her steady presence. And her occasionally brutal way of dealing with the problem. You've gotten accustomed to the anger and surety with which she approaches every situation she's thrown into, no matter how uncertain she may actually feel. You also had along with you someone who was new to this life. Someone who may have grown up steeped in many of the superstitions and wider views of the world, but who had never really hunted before meeting you. Strangely, her presence may have been what saved your life. You traveled to the bend from which Gila Bend gets its name, and you faced off against a spirit that once belonged to a woman who was drowned during a witch trial. A woman who took one look at Arthur's mark of faith and of the clergy and attempted to drag him under with her. Somehow, though, that very same faith is what saved his life once he was out of the water. A little bit of faith and a whole lot of help from a friend that you may not have actually met had circumstances been even a little bit different. Wet and exhausted, but grateful for the lives which you walked away with. You returned back to town, dropped Julia off at her car, bought Arthur another pack of cigarettes, and parked at the lodge, expecting that Viktoria would show up at some point. Rosanna and Arthur got a drink. They went to the single hole-in-the-wall bar in this teeny tiny little town and sat and got a little sloppy. Zephyr, I would like to know what you were doing while they were gone and Viktoria wasn't back yet.
While they were gone, I'm not too sure like how long they were away, but
A couple hours at least.
Couple hours, okay. So we most definitely left the ring in the room and took a walk up to the grocery store just to see if it would pop back on his hand in the meantime. And if not, just kind of wanders the town a little bit, just going over what happened with the ghost, and it's just running in his head like he fucked up. He did something that potentially could get all of them killed, and just came to the conclusion that once everybody's back together again, he's gonna tell them what he did.
So where did you leave the ring?
It was a hotel that we were staying in, correct?
At the lodge? Yeah, okay.
Yes.
So you leave the ring in the lodge and you go for your walk. It does not show back up on your finger while you are out.
Do I get like a weird feeling not having it on?
No, not at the moment.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of those things where you've really only been dealing with the ring for the day, so it's not like you feel like you're it's not like you feel like you're naked without it yet. Although, I mean, you do definitely like notice that it's not there, like that weight isn't there, that pressure from it isn't there, but it doesn't show back up and you don't feel like bad about it.
Okay. Yeah, so I just I head back to... Actually, no. In the meantime, if it's not too late, I do want to go visit Gloria, the old lady.
Getting to Gloria's would require taking the camper, but you could do that.
Oh.
You have to remember, it's a bit of a haul. Like that's not an easy walk. She's on the
I keep
reservation.
forgetting, like, the distance between everything. In that case, I think I'll just use the hotel phone to call the flower shop if it's still open.
Okay. So you head back to the lodge and you're in the room and you call Gloria's flower shop. And at first you don't think anyone is going to answer, but eventually somebody picks up, and it's this little old shaky voice. Hello?
Hi, is this Gloria?
Yeah, but we're closed. You want flowers? Call back in the morning.
This is, I was with the group that was, with your granddaughter earlier. Sorry to call you at a bad time. I don't know, what you said to me, I feel like I need someone to talk to that actually has their head on straight.
Is their shit together?
Yes. If you want to use that. Yeah,
So what did I say to you?
Basically said, to make sure to keep my envy in check, or it could cause a lot of problems, but it could also be used for good. And I feel as though I'm in a headspace where it's causing nothing but trouble.
So you haven't been doing what I told you to do?
Pretty much.
Well, what are you gonna do about it?
That's the thing, I don't know. I truly don't know anymore. Anyway, sorry to call you at a bad time, and then he just he hangs up.
Well, well, she doesn't really get to say much. You kind of hear her start to speak.
Oh no!
and then you hang up. You slam the phone down into the cradle.
Yeah, and I just kind of sit there on the.
You do that
bed.
a lot with phone calls. Zephyr doesn't know how to talk on the phone, apparently.
Yeah, he's real bad
nervous.
at it.
I was nervous when you said you were going to make a phone call. I was like, no!
Not again!
Not again! No, he's trying to make it right. But yeah, he just, after that, then he just kind of paced around the room a little bit, going over in his head, like, what he wants to say. Kind of packing up some of his things, because he's like, oh, they're going to, after I tell them, they're definitely going to kick me out, so he's kind of just preparing himself for that.
That's great. Make me a wits and awareness.
Okay. You think it with how many times I have to do it, I'd have it memorized.
Are you a role player?
Are you even a role player?
Self-burn.
I'm playing Viktoria. I'm not one for forgiveness.
I got 2 successes.
Nope. You don't notice anything.
Fuck. Okay.
It's about this time that there is a knock on the door. Viktoria, you got back to the lodge, found nobody in the RV. The RV was dark, so you headed inside to see if anybody is in the room.
Okay, if it's me knocking on the door,
It is.
there's the tentative, like, tap, tap, tap. Do I have Gozer with me now?
You do.
Excellent. If that's the case, he does actually have a little harness now. Not that he has a lead or anything like that. He looks dapper in a harness.
Aw.
I don't even give Zephyr time to really answer. Just followed by suddenly, I'm coming in, and then, like, my boot hitting the door and it kind of, like, buckling a little bit and opening. I may have done damage. It doesn't matter. What the fuck is everyone?
Knocking would have been fine. Rosanna and Arthur are gone. I think they're at, like, I don't know, probably taking a trip somewhere. Probably kissing, who knows?
You know what? Not the first man of cloth cheating on his wife. Not gonna touch that. This is Gozer, and I'll gesture towards the massive wolf dog to my left.
And, like, Zephyr tries to hide it, but he's like a big animal person. But he like immediately, like, looks, and, like, it's like kind of like I really want to pet him, but that'd be rude, so I'm not. So he doesn't. But he's just like, oh, The harness is cute.
Yeah,
It matches your outfit. That's nice.
I thought it made him look pretty tough. I'm also told that I've never owned a dog before. Like, my parents wouldn't let me have one, but I'm told they look less suspicious if they have harnesses on. So we're gonna have this happen. He's a little skittish, but hopefully he'll adjust.
He is licking your fingers while you're talking, Victoria. It's like he could taste the breakfast burritos you made in the morning.
You think of Gozer kind of like me, real quick to anger, but just don't react with fear, and you should be good.
Understood. I'd prefer not to have another finger missing, so
Victoria, will you roll me wits awareness, please?
Oh, God.
Oh goodness, I will do this. Oh, I actually have a decent pool for this.
Nope, you don't notice nothing. Everything seems totally normal to you.
Can I willpower? Like, I mean,
You can, yeah, absolutely.
Right. 2 successes.
Still don't notice anything.
All right, everything's fine.
Everything's fine. This is fine.
So really, they're hooking up? Is that? Did I hear you right?
Oh, I was joking.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
It's been weird lately. Anyways, what did you guys do while I was bonding?
Well, we went to go deal with the drownings at the... It was a river, correct?
It was a river, yes.
Yeah. So we went to go deal with drownings at the river. It was...
The kids, right?
Yes, it was a... Oh, I wouldn't say ghost because she was... We could physically touch her, but... Yeah, pretty much, almost died, so that's kind of cool, I guess. But yeah, we handled it. It should be safe now. Julia really helped.
Oh shit. You okay? Do you want me to, like, help with anything?
Actually...
Make those brownies you like.
Yeah, I could go for a brownie. Dude, I also went grocery shopping and I like take out like the little crumpled list that you made.
Yay, awesome.
So that way we don't have to hassle the diner.
Let's tell haunted.
Victoria, as you look at the list, you notice that everything except for one line has been crossed out, and that one line has a circle around it, and it's Rosanna at some point added the line strawberry creams to the shopping list. Mm-hmm. But it is circled, and Zephyr has written hastily above it, "I don't think these exist," with just a little arrow pointing to them.
That girl's getting desperate. Yeah, this town haunted as heck, huh?
It's interesting. I wouldn't, but I'm not surprised. It seems fairly old, so it's probably just those two that have been causing very noticeable problems. So this lounge could be haunted.
Could be. Just hopefully whatever's haunting the place doesn't bother us, and I kind of like look out the door a little bit before like making sure it's shut. Hopefully there's no biters in this town.
I It doesn't. Well, we've only been here a few nights, so who knows? Maybe. It's also very hot, so.
It's hot, it's small. Ghosts, you know, they have their functions, they do their thing. Fighters, unpredictable sometimes.
Yeah. Do you need help making those brownies? Or do you prefer me to just kind of like loom over you while you do it?
Do you want to hang out with Gozer? I want him to get to know everyone. Just, you know, approach with caution.
I would appreciate that, yes.
Okay. Because he's part of the pack now. I don't know how I pulled that off, but he seems to really like me, so hopefully he really likes all of us.
Well, I mean, you're a pretty likable person, so it's only natural.
Zephyr, you're a bad liar, jeez.
I'm not lying. Am I? I don't know. But yeah, anyway, so he's gonna like slowly approach the Gozer without making eye contact, and just kind of like sticks a hand out a little.
Okay. Make me.
Oh god.
Let's go composure and animal ken.
Okay.
I want to say that for Victoria's part, she's learned that body language is probably the most important communication with him, and so when Zephyr approaches, she does not really react. She seems totally relaxed and just starts going about her business.
Got one success.
Gozer seems a little standoffish, but doesn't seem like bothered by you. Does that make sense? Like, he just sort of sits there as you get closer and just sort of watches. He seems very laid back about the whole thing. In fact, as you look at them, you realize that considering that Viktoria is purposefully looking really laid back and, like, not bothered, he has almost mimicked her, like, stance. Where he's just like, all right, I'm here. Here we are. This is a thing that's happening. Cool.
Yeah, and if he'll allow it, I'll like try to like give him a little head scratch.
A little reward for good behavior, yeah.
It's like,
He
don't
allows
hurt
it.
me. Okay, just
He gives Victoria this like almost side eye look, like he's like, "Is this okay? Is this okay? We're good, okay." And then he'll kind of nudge his head forward and allow for scritches. And Victoria, you like it takes a couple of minutes for them to settle and for Gozer to seem more than just, I'm just gonna sit here and be accepting. But after a couple of minutes, when it becomes clear that this is normal and you're approving and everything's good and he's allowed to move, he walks over to the bed where Zephyr is sitting and proceeds to just sort of like flop his head in Zephyr's lap. Like, all right, cool, you're a friend, so now you're going to pet me.
Part of the pack. That's exactly what I wanted.
This is like, just as soon as he does that, Zephyr is like, this is probably like the hardest you've ever seen him smile. He's just almost crying a little while he's petting.
Yeah, and the funny part is that Gozer doesn't seem like hugely like, it's not we're best of buds now, but it's you are a hand that is safe and I expect pets. Like, it is, I'm going to demand what I want from you.
As Victoria's cooking, she kind of turns to look at this happening and just goes, you know, I had that moment at the shelter with him too. Healed my heart a little bit.
Yeah, he's very, very comforting. And I'm just like still petting him.
And as Gozer lets out a kind of huff, that noise that dogs make where it's just a huff through their nose, we will pivot to the sloppy drunks. And you guys have hit the point where you've gotten sloppy. Like, it's you're quickly honing in on maybe we should get home.
It can't be that far of a walk, can it?
I don't remember actually how far this place was from the lodge, but I think if we go, is there more than one road in this town? I can't remember. I think if we just go down the road, like 50-50, we're going in the right direction, right?
Okay. Here's what we'll do. We'll flip a coin, and whatever, if we got tails this way, heads this way.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Arthur goes to flip a coin and just loses track of where the coin went.
Oh,
I don't know. I think it was heads, so we'll go that way.
let's go.
I love it. Okay.
Wait, the big UFO thing, right? That's what it was. We gotta head toward that, right? Wasn't it a UFO thing on the lodge side?
I don't remember.
Oh, shit,
Hey,
Arthur's gonna grab some random personal street. Hey, where's the UFO place? Just trying to get back.
you grab a local, who is almost as sloppy drunk as you are. It seems like there aren't too many people who go to the bar in this small town, but those who do are regulars. They're there every day. And you grab this guy and you give him just this littlest shake, and he sort of wobbles on his feet, and his eyes are rolling in his head, and he's like, "What? UFO? No, not again! Not again! They can't take me again! No!
bro,
Let me go!"
You're the UFO people. Did you? Oh fuck! Did you? Happen to you? Did it happen?
Listen. This guy, this person is traumatized. We're gonna let him go to sleep. Go to sleep. Okay. All right.
I don't want to sleep. I want to drink.
I'm gonna just lean in, and rest my hand on on this guy's shoulder, and just give him a little pat and be like, "It's okay."
Wow, you're real pretty.
Thanks.
Yeah, so are you, buddy.
Sure.
Hey, we should probably get back though, because I bet Zephyr's probably trying to figure out where we are. We didn't tell him where we were going. We just kind of left. I just realized that. I'm gonna have to apologize to him. Oh
well,
man.
I mean, I'm sure it's okay.
Zephyr sounds like an alien name.
Shh.
Go to sleep.
And then
buddy.
she's gonna put her finger to his lips and be like, "Shh. It's okay. Go. Goodbye.
All right,
Stranger."
Wait, did we decide heads is that way or that way?
Oh fuck! I don't know. Hey,
All right, let's just go this way, because there's a stoplight over there. Maybe that's the right direction.
Did we pass a stoplight on the way here? I barely remember what we talked about. None. I kind of stumble over a little bit.
Arthur will catch you so you don't fall. And then, okay, hold on. This ground is a little uneven, so just be careful, okay? Just be careful. We can do it.
The flattest ground ever.
One foot in front of the other, but not so they touch, because then you fall over. So don't do that.
No, okay. And then she's actually, gonna, almost sloppily wrap my arm around his to kind of keep my footing. All right.
Secret Arthur is using that same balance to keep himself not from falling.
I fucking love it. Okay, so it takes a bit. It's not a long walk to get back to the lodge, but you guys managed to go in the wrong direction 3 times before you figure out where you're supposed to go. Or you went in the right direction the first time, but you didn't go far enough, and so you thought that you were going the wrong way, and you turned around and went back. But eventually you get there, and Viktoria and Zephyr and Gozer all hear them coming because they are giggling and talking at an inordinately loud volume considering the hour. Gozer's head pops up before the rest of you guys hear it. And he gives this little whine and his ears kind of tilt forward like he's honing in on a sound. And then a few seconds later, Zephyr and Viktoria, you can hear it too.
God, like this town is just a maze. Jeez, how many roads does a town this size need?
One too many.
Oh man!
I think when they land, when they get
you're aliens, huh?
Yeah. Of course. When they get to like where the motel is, I think at that point, Rosanna's just gonna plop on her ass and kind of like look up at the sky, be like, "I think I'm fine here for now."
No. You can't stay outside. You know better than that. There's like stuff in the dark, and we kill it. And I don't want. We've already killed something today. We shouldn't kill 2 things today.
No, we shouldn't kill 2 things today. But I haven't seen the stars in forever. California sucks.
I am going since I hear this, probably quite clearly at this point, I'm gonna peek my head outside of our lodge door and I go, "Shut the fuck up!"
Oh, Victoria's back. Hey, Victoria's back.
Victoria, at your annoyed voice, Gozer is on his feet at the door. His head is out the door under yours, and he's growling. And it's this low, menacing growl.
See, I don't want them mad at those two because they're part of the pack as well. But I'm just kind of giving like the firm, like, you guys know better than to say these things. Middle of the street. Get in here.
I also stick my head out and like if they need help, just try to like.
It's like in a cartoon where it's just the stack of heads coming around the corner.
It's like, what's going on?
Okay, come on. Get up. We gotta go in.
Fine. And then she's literally just gonna use him as like I'm gonna use him as kind of like a way to kind of like get up. She just kind of clings, tries to not fall over, kind of like grips him with her, as much strength as drunken beanstalk can, I guess. And then kind of get up, and once I get my footing, I'm just gonna kind of like grab back onto him, and is there like stairs that we need to climb, or is it like flat?
Oh no, there's no stairs. This is all one floor.
Perfect. And then she's just gonna kind of like guide him back to the motel room.
Oh, God.
Gozer prances kind of under/beside you, Victoria, where he's like, he doesn't know how to react to the stumbling loud people. He doesn't seem to mark them as threats, but also you seemed angry. And he has been mimicking your behavior a lot. So he looks a little uncertain as to how he is supposed to react.
Yeah, I'm very aware of this, and I do not make any motions to touch them because I don't want him to construe that as like me being violent and he should attack. So I'm just kind of like giving them their space, letting them move in. Once we head into the lodge, the 4 of us and Gozer, close the door and go, "Sorry, don't mean to be a Debbie Downer. You two look like you had fun, but maybe not talking about murdering people in the middle of the street in the middle of the night.
Shh. Victor, shh. We don't talk about murdering people.
Yeah. That's against the law.
It's a good
I'll
way
go
to
ahead
get
and grab them
find
some
out.
water.
Who dared do that? No, nobody talk about the murdering people. I'm looking at you, and she's pointedly pointing at absolutely nothing.
Arthur's gonna slump down in a chair. Oh, I had a little too much to drink, I think.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Zephyr, water, good idea. Also, maybe a brownie or something to soak up the booze.
Hey, you got the dog.
Yeah, I did. This is Gozer. You're going to interact with him more when you're sober.
Is that does he have, what is that? Is he wearing clothes?
It's a harness. Because he looks tough in
right.
it.
Oh,
Harness.
yeah.
Hey, we could get one of those things from City Hall that makes him a service animal, right? Like harness. I don't know what I'm thinking. I need to go to sleep.
Do you really want to be those
Yeah.
people?
What people?
The fake service dog people.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh. Huh. Who would do that?
Hopefully not.
Anyway.
I'm gonna go to bed now and just kind of stand up, wobble forward a little bit, and walk off to one of the beds and just collapses.
So the night before, Rosanna and Viktoria were asleep in the RV. I guess Rosanna has claimed one of the beds in the lodge tonight because she's not sober enough to get much further than that. So I guess my question is, after Rosanna kind of collapses into bed fully clothed, still with her shoes on and everything, what are the sleeping arrangements going to look like?
Arthur is going to go to sleep in the chair. Unless someone forces him out, then he'll go to the RV probably. Because the bed's been claimed and the other one doesn't belong to him.
I'll go sleep in the RV.
I was also kind of thinking of sleeping in the RV, but the drunks have passed out, so it's not as much of a loud drunk issue anymore.
Well, Viktoria and Zephyr sleeping in the RV is totally fine. You guys did 2 and 2 before. The question is, do you guys just leave Arthur in the chair with his head all like hanging off to one side, or are you going to attempt to like nudge him into a bed?
He's
I'll
lucky I
help him
don't
to the
draw a
bed,
mustache
yeah.
on him.
I
That's
will.
fair. Oh no, really?
Yeah, I'll draw a little mustache on him and then take a cigarette while he's passed out.
Okay,
But I won't take the
so
whole pack.
do me a favor. Roll me Dex and Stealth. I just want to see if you manage to draw this without waking him up. You're gonna get the cigarette regardless.
Okay. Let's see. Three.
Oh yeah. Easy fucking peasy. I was only really gonna let him roll if you'd only rolled like a 1. You pull out a little like magic marker that you found in the RV, and draw this like obnoxious handlebar mustache on Arthur's face. And it's the kind that stretches from like directly under his nose, like all the way, almost halfway to his ear before it curls. Which is hilarious considering that he also has like a goatee. So
I'm just filling it in. You know, giving you a little extra.
Work of art.
But you guys, grab your brownies and head for the RV and leave the drunks to sleep it off. Arthur in the chair and Rosanna passed out, fully clothed on top of the blankets on the bed.
I would like to say I will remove Rosanna's shoes. I'm not gonna unclothe her, but I will tuck her in and I will put a little pan beside her bed just in case.
Oh, so Arthur just gets fucked. You're not taking care of Arthur at all.
No, I like to
Rosanna
imagine I take his arm and I wrap it around a bucket.
Oh, I love everything about this. Okay. So you guys head off for the night. I'm gonna need a couple of rolls from a couple of people. Zephyr, I need you to make your haunted roll. Rosanna, I need you to make your nightmares roll. Let me know what you rolled.
1 success.
3 successes.
Okay. Zephyr, did I give you a threshold that you had to meet?
No, because I think I've passed. Like most of the rolls I've done, it's been at least 3 or more for that one.
Okay, let me scroll up then. Okay, right. That's the one where if you roll high, you're less likely to get screwed over by it. Okay. Rosanna, you are so incredibly drunk that even if you had a nightmare, you're not gonna remember it.
Fair.
Zephyr, you toss and turn a lot at night. Maybe it's the ring and that weirdness. Maybe it's the fact that you nearly died today, but you are unsettled, to say the least, and not entirely sure why. In the morning, I'm going to make a judgment call and say that Rosanna is not the first one up for once. Because that bitch hung over. Instead, I'm going to assume that Zephyr and Viktoria probably wake up at about the same time because Gozer is the first one up. And he wakes y'all up with this little yip and a whine, and he is standing by the door of the RV like, I need to go. Like, I need to go. And he's doing like the potty prance.
Yeah. Viktoria, with her complete lack of shame, gets out of bed in her tank top and like boy short underwear and just like, yep, we're going outside, and she will open the door and head out like this without.
The second the door is open, he bolts. Like he's just gone. And by the time you get to the bottom of the steps, he has already found like a patch of dirt and is sniffing and looking for the place where he's gonna do his business. Zephyr, you got woken up by the same thing. The yip and then the impatient whine, like, please wake the fuck up, you stupid humans. What are you gonna do?
I'm gonna, like, just as soon as I get up, I'm like, it's a little bit of panic, mostly because of the bad dreams. Is he okay?
Oh
Are
yeah.
you okay?
He has to pee. He has to do his business.
Oh.
I'm good. I'm just, waking up. Don't have my coffee yet.
Zephyr, it's worth noting that you woke up and opened your eyes just in time to see Victoria's almost bare ass. She's got her little boy shorts underwear on, but that's it. She makes her way outside.
He doesn't really react. He's seen plenty of naked people before. It's like, it's just a body.
Oh, that's fair. He was part of the cult with the many marriages.
Like, if it was possible, he'd probably live in a nudist colony.
Damn. All right, then. I learn something new about Zephyr every session. Okay. So, it takes a while. Viktoria and Zephyr, you guys have plenty of time to get yourselves together, make breakfast, enjoy some quiet. Before one of you, probably Viktoria, realizes that you're not gonna get on the road and get going if somebody doesn't go in and wake up the sloppy drunks.
I will note that after we've eaten, I've made meals for Rosanna and Arthur as well. So it's like, okay, we gotta get them up, get food in them, get going.
Do you want me to wake them up?
Sure, yeah. Tell them food is ready. A shower might do them well as afterwards. Just remind them the shower's there. Speaking of, I smell like dog. We're all gonna smell like dog eventually, but it would be nice.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back in and wake them up. I'm assuming the door, because Viktoria kicked it open, that it's like, yeah, that too. But I'm assuming that the door is a little jacked up.
Yeah. Like before it worked fine, but now you gotta like lift it a little bit when you're opening it.
Just kind of shove your body against it, almost fall while you're going.
If that's how you come in, you certainly would wake up a hungover Arthur's just like, ah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, why the noise?
Viktoria broke the door.
Noise? Oh. Alright.
What? How the fuck did we get here last night?
Well, you both came in very loudly talking about killing things. So then we had to help you in, and then we put you in the beds.
Well, you put Viktoria put Rosanna in the beds.
Arthur just like looks at the chair and just goes, "Oh, you did, huh? Cool."
I did what I could.
Oh, well, thank you for making sure that I at least gone to bed. Sorry about last night. I don't remember how much we had to drink.
I do remember one thing. Nobody cut us off, so this town really
that's
under its liquor laws.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna go and shower the alcohol off of my body now.
There is a knock at the door, and it's loud.
I got this. And Arthur will open the door
first.
and like with his game face on. Can I help you?
You see the owner of the coffee shop and the lodge standing there with a drink holder with 3 cups of coffee in it. I got a call last night and I thought you could use this.
Hey. That's... Thank you.
Uh-huh. Well, please tell me you didn't throw up on my carpet.
Arthur, honestly not remembering, we'll look around to see if he sees anything.
You didn't. It's fine.
And upon seeing nothing, he goes, "Nope, did not do that, sir. We took good care of your room." And then like notices the door handle and just kind of covers it with his body.
When Arthur turns around, do I see the mustache on his face?
Oh yeah, the guy in front of you looks nonplussed, but also a little bit like he's trying not to laugh. But yes, when Arthur turns around, Rosanna, you see the mustache. It's a little bit smudged on one side, where it looks like Arthur like rubbed at his face or something.
Arthur, darling, come here. We gotta clean you up. You got a little messy last night.
Take the coffee. Thank you very much for this. It's really appreciated. I mean,
you're getting billed for it, so, and then he'll like turn and walk away.
I expect as much. Well, I expect as much. I say that
Victoria, you also got a cup of coffee, but he stopped at the RV to give it to you. When he noticed that you were outside with Gozer, he stopped to hand you a cup.
Hey, thanks, man.
And seemed far less annoyed with you.
Well, I'm taking the one of the wolf dogs off of the town's hands, so I imagine I'm kind of a hero at this point, you know, just a little bit.
Well, he also didn't get a call that you were sloppy drunk and wandering the streets last night, so...
You know what, that's fair, and the less he knows about me kicking down the door, the better.
Okay.
Gonna run in and grab a face cloth and just kind of spin Arthur around slowly because he has hot coffee in his hands, I assume.
Whoa, slow it down.
He does.
Okay. And then she's just gonna take the washcloth and just kind of like gently start to scrub off I imagine pen?
Yep, magic marker.
Magic marker off of his face. Oh, I guess you and I had a little bit too much fun last night.
So the
Awkwardly
thing
gonna
about...
look at Zephyr while this is happening and going like, hi, buddy.
Don't look at me. I didn't do anything.
So the thing about magic marker on skin is that there's only a couple of ways to truly get rid of it. So while the mustache is less obvious, it's really only less obvious because there's no defined shape now. It's just this weird black smudge across Arthur's face. It's gonna take some proper like soap and water and maybe some like rubbing alcohol or nail polish remover to really get it off. But you know, now it just looks like he's got grease on his face instead of a silly handlebar mustache drawing. Lots and lots of grease all across his upper lip and cheeks.
I'm sure that you'll be fine after a shower. Speaking of which, and then Rosanna's gonna take off and duck in and try to get the first one.
Okay. So, for the sake of brevity, because I didn't expect this to be an hour-long endeavor, not that I'm complaining, because this was hilarious, and I feel like you guys could use the pressure release. We're gonna skip ahead a little bit. Everybody gets an opportunity to take a shower. The owner, in fact, is so eager to get you guys out by checkout time that he opens up a second room so that you guys have 2 showers that you can use. Because he realizes that the hungover people are gonna take a little while. And he's like, look, my maid's only here for a couple of hours. I've got to get you guys out of here so that she can actually do her job. So, and because I know you guys are not necessarily looking, danger just went up to 4.
Well, damn.
You didn't think that just because we were having a silly, funny haha scene that nothing bad was happening in the background, did you? So it's almost noon by the time you guys all get your showers, you all get cleaned up and changed and get all your shit together, and you head out to the RV. What's y'all's plan? Oh no, wait, hold on. I have another thing. Rosanna, so Victoria brought you a change of clothes while you were showering.
Right.
But she really just grabbed like jeans and a t-shirt. She was not, didn't really care. She just wanted you to have clean clothes that didn't smell like booze.
Mm-hmm.
You're not pleased with what she brought you. You have this intensive desire to put on white today. So you throw on the clothes that she brought you because it's what you have available. But the second you get to the RV, and somebody else goes into, probably Viktoria goes into the shower to take over and clean herself up. You go digging through all of your clothes to find the white dress that everybody can see you wearing on camera right now. You feel very pretty.
Oh, it's been forever since I got to wear something like this without much fear. And to, like, make things even prettier, she's got, like, a small collection of different types of jewelry, depending on the circumstance that she needs it for. And she pulls out a little white choker with a little gold ring around it and just kind of very gently puts it on and does up her hair a little bit, throws on a little something for color, and just kind of like looks in the mirror for a good second.
You are quite pleased with what you see. Once everybody is collected in the RV and Gozer is settled, who's going to be driving? Are we making the hungover Arthur drive?
I would like to drive.
Okay.
I also like for Gozer to be in the passenger seat, and when dogs sit in vehicles and they're just kind of like...
So Victoria's going to drive and Gozer's going to be riding shotgun. Perfect.
Yeah, Arthur would have gone to sit in the passenger seat, to navigate, and then sees the dog.
He would have gotten growled at slightly by Gozer's, this is my spot.
Hey, okay, that's fine.
He's hanging out with me. You're kind of hungover, right? So maybe take it easy.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Hey, can we? I know we're not going to get to Florida in like a day, but can we just make as much progress as possible to get there?
Sure. What do you think for tunes today? Heavy metal?
Please no,
yes.
Please no heavy metal.
Silence would be great.
How about some light jazz if we're gonna throw on music or something? Not.
I was kidding, mostly.
Yeah,
I'll put on something nice.
Oh, I kind of. Never mind.
And then going to sit back down, Arthur, seeing the way that Rosanna is dressed, he will sort of try to remove his phone and incognito as much as possible remove something and be messing with his phone for a minute before putting it back in his pocket.
Okay.
Does he look suspicious at all?
He does look very suspicious.
Don't be suspicious.
Looking around. When if somebody's like looking at him, he'll just kind of set his phone down for a second, and then when people aren't really looking at him, he'll go back to what he was doing.
You doing all right, Arthur?
Hold on. I would like you to make a manipulation and subterfuge roll.
Absolutely.
Anybody who would like to notice this should go with, we'll say, wits and insight.
He said wits and insight.
I'll pass because I'm in the driver's seat and I'm probably doing checks and pulling out.
Makes sense.
I'll do it.
Count?
Yeah, you can have your specialization.
I got one.
Get
But-
3.
Okay, I gotta roll 2. I got 2.
Okay. Y'all don't notice anything. Arthur is, despite being very, very hungover, is somehow being incredibly subtle.
This is what
which
he
is
does.
a nice change, frankly.
See, he plays the not subtle so that when he is subtle, no one notices.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I'm sure that screaming about killing things late at night in the middle of the street was you purposefully being not subtle.
We don't talk about killing people.
Okay. Victoria, are you actually going to be turning on the radio?
Yeah, but I will kind of find something that's like either news or just kind of the droning voice that we become accustomed to on most long trips. Jazz would also be nice, or even just classical, because Viktoria has a soft spot for classical music.
Okay. You find a local classical station. It's one of those like weird AM stations that's like half classical and half like talk radio. But like half of the talk radio is in like Spanish instead of English. So you don't even really know what's going on most of the time. You just know that occasionally there's good music, and it's subtle enough that it doesn't hurt anybody's ears.
Or brains.
Or brains. Does anybody have anything that they would like to do while y'all are on the first leg of the day? Yes, Rosanna.
I would like to go to where Rosanna keeps all of her stuff, and I'm gonna grab. So those who know Rosanna know that she has 2 laptops. She has one that is a nice bright purple case, and then she's got one that's kind of a black case. I want to take out the one with the black case. I'm gonna kind of like bring it back out into the area which we're all sitting. I want to get in it's been, for the first time, maybe in forever, I didn't show up at 8 o'clock.
Oh, that's true. You did not.
And
so you're going to pop into your chat room and check on your people?
I'm going to check on my people.
Okay. It takes a little bit to get a decent enough signal. Because you're in the middle of nowhere and you're moving. But eventually, the drive actually takes you a little bit closer to Phoenix, and that helps a lot. And kind of gives you the boost that you need to actually like jump through your VPN and all the stuff that you have to do this safely. But yeah, you managed to get on and get into your chat room with all your people.
Beautiful. All right is sorry I didn't show up yesterday without warning. Hope everybody is having a solid day. What is going on? Somebody tell me a story.
Okay. Let's see. Can you do me a favor and make me roll me 2 dice.
Okay.
And at the same time, I'm gonna need a roll from
7 and a 4.
Okay. 7 and a 4. I have to look at something, sorry. I'm referencing old notes. And they're hiding from me. They know. They know what's about to happen to you people. They're attempting to stop me. But it won't work. Arthur.
Yes?
Roll me a stamina and resolve check, please.
Okay. Is this something I could willpower? Or no? I got
no.
2. Okay, 2.
Okay. Zephyr.
Oh, God. Yes.
Roll me a stamina and wits check, please.
Okay.
All these interesting rolls happening.
Gozer, roll cuteness, please.
Quick bookkeeping note. Did we
2.
gain back any willpower?
You did. You did. You got your willpower up to your composure or your resolve.
Cool. Just checking. Sorry.
I got 2.
Excellent. Arthur,
Yes.
you take 1 superficial damage.
Physical damage?
Yep.
Okay.
Zephyr, you are going to get an extra health box, but it should be at superficial to start with. So you essentially have an extra health, but it's already got a superficial damage in it. Make sense?
Interesting. Yes.
Okay, Rosanna.
Mm-hmm.
You ask for people to tell you a story. A lot of it is kind of the same old, same old. You know, there's the pretty standard, the Vatican is doing this, and the government's behind that, and Gladius Day this, and just all of these like names that you hear every time you log in are getting thrown around. There is a comment that one of the regular people, he's not really one of yours, but he is somebody that you interacted with on a regular basis, called the Hidden King, has not been around for like a week. Nobody's heard from him. Which is incredibly unusual. He's here every day just like you are. In fact, they were worried that something had happened to you when you didn't show up after he'd been gone for a week.
I'd like to the way that this room works, is it like profiles? Is it kind of like Discord? Like can I dive in and see if I can check in on what's his name?
Hidden King.
Hidden King?
It does not work quite the same way.
Okay.
There are logs, but the logs really mostly just show coming and going.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I want to see if I can access a private room and add him in.
You can. He's not online right now.
That's fine. She'll send a message.
Okay.
Where have you been the last couple of days? It's not like you to be without contact. Where's your
Okay.
story?
All right. Obviously you don't get an answer back, because he's not online. But the message has been left, and if and when he comes online, he will see it. Presumably.
Okay.
Someone talks about there was a newbie who came in yesterday, and was talking about that they think their local diocese is covering up hauntings in their town. That they contacted the church because a number of people have complained about weird things happening in their homes, and they've sent out priests to bless the homes, but they insist that they don't do exorcisms anymore, and the priests insist that everything is good and cool and groovy, and they've done the blessing and everything should be fine, but people are still dealing with weird shit going on. But they were somebody totally new, and they haven't been back on since last night.
I like to get their name as well.
Yeah, that's easy enough. Their name was Strawberry Shortcake.
Stealing my brand, I see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, Strawberry Shortcake and my Hidden King, they are now on my radar.
Perfect. Okay. So you have a couple of leads, a couple of things that have been brought to your attention that you were not expecting. You kind of chill out, chat with your people. It's fairly laid back. There isn't usually a lot that goes on during the day.
Mm-hmm.
You know, most of your people have jobs, even though most of them are probably like freelancers who work from home. They still have things that they have to do throughout the day. You know, they're happy to sit here and have conversations with you and, you know, report in the couple of things that they have found and whatever, but there isn't a whole lot going on except that there's been like an uptick in there's just been like a weird number of like, you know, local legends and ghost stories that have like been popping up online. Like they're more predominant than usual, which is weird. That being said, you guys pass to where you're about an hour and a half, 2 hours outside of Phoenix. And Viktoria, the radio starts to lose signal on that very cool channel that you were listening to, that station. And as you go to start like scanning and looking for a new station, will you please make me a wits and awareness?
All right. Is this a listening roll?
It is, yes.
Ooh, that means I can... Actually, depends on how rowdy the van is, or the RV is.
You're fine. They're not being very loud because two of them are still pretty hungover.
Yeah, Arthur is as silent as humanly possible, scribbling in his journal at best.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
You hear, you know, Arthur scribbling in his journal and Rosanna tapping away on her keyboard, and I don't know what Zephyr is doing, but none of them are being all that loud.
Probably
3
staring out
successes?
Okay. It doesn't take long at all. I knew you were gonna hear something. It was just a matter of how long it was gonna take you to like pick up on it. As you are scanning through the channels, the static sounds weird. And at first you think that it's like another talk radio station because you are on the AM band and that's about all there is. It is Arthur's favorite band for a reason. But after a moment you realize that you are hearing talking, but it is not like the flow of conversation that you would expect from a talk radio station. It's kind of abrupt and sounds a little frustrated. And
Call for help? I actually, given that I'm worried that it's someone actually radioing for help, I'm going to pull over. If the highway's not busy.
it's not.
Okay. And I'm gonna see if I can try and clean this up. Like wiggle the antenna a little bit, see what I can do to have this come in a little clearer.
Everything all right there, Viktoria?
I hear something weird.
Make me an intelligence and technology roll.
Oh goodness. I want to make this roll because I think it would be really amusing. But if someone wants to fly in and help Viktoria, that's probably going to be needed.
I can help.
I think, yeah, Arthur was going to, because as soon as Victoria starts doing something, and since we didn't have her last time, he's certainly like, whoa, hold on. If she's doing something, we should help.
I would like someone else to make this roll, but basically you all are watching her tinker for a bit, and then she just kind of slams her hand on the radio a whole bunch of time trying to get it to work.
Whoever is taking lead can get an additional die for each other person who has technology.
I can take the lead because I probably have more dots in technology.
Does anybody else have dots in tech?
Nope.
No.
No. So it's just you. Okay.
Oh, no.
Wow.
I won't
us,
put you
right?
at a disadvantage because Victoria's smacking the radio.
Victoria, stop. Get your hand off of it.
I'm fixing it. This is how you fix things.
No, it's not how you fix things.
You are
Rosanna,
not
You can't fix
Fonz.
everything by just hitting it.
I kind of like, I back away and just like, all right.
Please stop hitting the fucking radio. It's his voice, kind of like,
6 successes critical.
Yeah. It comes in very loud and very crisp all of a sudden. And it's that voice that you just heard.
yeah, it was like somebody speaking through like a window or through like a pool of water, crackly static at first, but it's this sound of this very discontented man. And he would say, in a pause, after the radio stopped being abused, and he would say, "Can you hear me?"
Yes? Yes.
Can radios hear us? What is
Yeah.
going on right now?
I don't know.
If you fucking bugged my RV, I'm gonna find where you are and I'm gonna kick your ass.
Fucking finally. Okay. God, where do I even begin?
Maybe explain how you can talk to us through a radio. Spirit.
Do I recognize his voice?
You do not.
Okay.
Well, it's I've been thinking so much about what I would say when I actually was able to talk to somebody. Now I'm here and I don't actually know what to do. My name is Max. I've been trying to get in touch with you for a very long time. You're in danger. But I guess you already knew that, right? And things are getting a little more complicated. I'm dead. I have been for about 2 months now. But I'm really glad that we can talk.
Oh.
I halt my search for the bug in the van at this point. It's just like, okay.
I haven't.
Victoria, will you do, or no, Victoria, Rosanna, will you do me a favor and make me a wits awareness check, please?
Do I get any bonuses to this?
Nope.
Okay. I'm gonna re-roll those 2 failures.
Okay.
2 successes.
Okay. Max, you are concentrating very, very hard on Rosanna. As you have been every time you have attempted to make contact. Because she's the one that you can interact with without quite so much effort. Eventually, as this is going on, as you are explaining that you are dead and that you've been trying to make contact for forever, you realize that she may be able to see you again, because she's seen you before, just never in any sort of clarity, and she's never been able to hear you at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You are essentially standing behind her right now.
Mm-hmm. Well, he would definitely, he would reach out and place a hand on her shoulder. But I don't think I think he's probably exhausted from trying to speak through the radio.
Yeah, so your hand passes directly through her shoulder, but Rosanna, you do feel something somehow both hot and cold all at the same time on your shoulder. And you just know instinctively that there's something behind you.
Turn around to get a good look at him.
You see a tall, broad, dark figure that looks shadowy and staticky at the edges all at once. You've seen this figure before multiple times. And his hand is out like he was just touching your shoulder.
I reach my hand out to touch his.
It passes through, but again, it feels hot and cold all at the same time.
So I think this goes without saying, but maybe it's not a good idea to have the RV pulled over while we're all running.
Do I hear this since you've stopped using the radio?
Oh no, you still hear through the radio.
Yeah,
you just can't see him.
Okay.
Viktoria, start driving.
Yeah, sounds good. And I will start driving away.
Arthur will try to move to the passenger seat again and be like, Gozer,
Gozer, go lay down.
Can we move the dog? Thank you.
Gozer whines and looks at Viktoria like, Mom, my seat. And his ears kind of lay back and he goes to lay down. Although he prances nervously around the space where Max is, Rosanna. You can see him pointedly avoid getting too closer to Max than he absolutely has to. And he goes all the way to the back of the RV, jumps up on the bed in the back, and lays down.
So if it hasn't become abundantly clear yet, I don't have anything against the four of you. I kind of hoping maybe a really informal radio talk might be a little less shocking than, the two women you met, right?
Right. Who are you? What? I think I know what you are.
So my name's Max Caplan, Special Agent Max Caplan. I was a field operative for the Orpheus Group, and I guess it kind of goes without saying that you all have kind of started to notice what I've noticed, in the fact that there are quite a few upticks in the hauntings down here in the south, right? That was my work when I was alive. Kind of, and I think maybe naively, that's one of the reasons I'm able to talk to you now. I've been trying to get in touch with you, with Rosanna. She's to make things a little less complicated, it's less exhausting trying to talk to her than the rest of you. But I've been running just like you have because there's something that is not quite right going on, and I don't know exactly how to say it in a way that you'd understand. But these women, it's not their fault, right?
Right.
What are they doing?
Is this about the fact that there was no haunting for a long time and then suddenly there were two?
There's more than two. You're gonna find more. You keep heading east, you're gonna find a lot more. Right. There's a lot of blood in the earth down here. There's a lot of restless dead. I wish I could show you, right? But I can't. There's
What are you running from, Max?
that is I don't know how to say it in a way that you would explain. But something is broken, right? I figured it out while I was alive. And and they killed me for it, right? And there's something in the how do I even put it? There's something in the there's a boundary between us, right? You can't see me. I can't really see you, right? I'm not supposed to be here, right? But I am, and I feel really angry, and I feel really guilty, and it's not my fault, but it was, and I don't know what to do. You have to fix it. I can't. You're alive. I'm not.
Is it like a veil? Kind of?
Sure. Right. I guess I think we called it the shroud when I was alive.
And then you mentioned that they killed you. Who was it? The people you were working for that killed you?
No, yes and no. It's something deeper. We're at the upper level right now, right? You guys are alive. I'm a little one step away from that, and then maybe 10 steps further on, that's where something's broken. But when people die, the shroud kind of thins, right? It's like the river where the woman drowned at. She came back because she died there, and then she kept dying there over and over and over and over again, and then she killed, what was it, 3 people, and then it thinned even more, right? It's a lot easier to reach across when there's a lot of death in the world, right? At least for me, and then for them. And am I making sense?
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
I haven't talked to anybody in about 2 months, and I'm trying to get it all out at once, and it's not working.
Hey, don't wear yourself thin.
Given my interest in secret societies, have I heard of the Orpheus group?
Let me see. Do you have the prerequisite skills to be able to even make a check for that?
Well, if it's technology, I can't.
It is not technology. Yeah, I will allow for. You're not going to be thrilled with me. Intelligence or occult or politics.
Would
Just-
I be?
Just
Sorry.
straight? No, like intelligence plus occult or intelligence plus politics?
Oh no, plus. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Like that's your die pool. You can pick either politics or occult.
Did you want to help me, Rosanna?
Yeah. Given what I know
Okay.
about, if I can.
Yeah, so stream of consciousness, I'll start mumbling about the Orpheus group, because I actually know something called the Orion group, but I'm starting to string those together.
Not only can Rosanna help you, but Rosanna can give you 2 dice
Ooh.
instead of just the normal one.
Four successes?
Very nice. That's solid. So between the two of you, Rosanna, you didn't realize that you knew who the Orpheus group was. That's not a name for them that you had ever heard, but going back and forth with Viktoria, you realize that you've actually encountered an awful lot about this group because of your specialization in wraiths and ghosts. Viktoria, you had heard, because of your underground connections mostly, you had heard that there was a corporation, effectively, that utilized ghosts and the ability to interact with them and connect to them through in some. You don't know how they do it, but they have found a way to interact with and connect with ghosts on the other side of the shroud, in order to use them to glean information. So they effectively have like an impenetrable spy network. Because they use they use ghosts to spy on people. Rosanna, you knew about this. You knew parts of that. You weren't aware of the specific spying. You knew that it was a group that had figured out how to interact with the dead. You had kind of always assumed that they had just a lot of mediums and psychics on the payroll, that they were going up and finding freelancers and scooping them up. And you knew that they are... that they have messed with enough like supposed hauntings and long-standing haunting stories that they had kind of popped up on the radar of a lot of people in your circle, because these people would, kind of breeze into town in their dark SUVs with their, cheap dark suits. Would breeze in, seem to do a lot of tests and browse, go through tour a lot of these like old haunted locations, and then would never leave things the way that they found them.
Is it safe to say that Rosanna does not like the Orpheus group all that much?
I mean, that's up to you. If you think that she wouldn't like them based on what she knows, I'm totally fine with that. You know that a lot of people in your circle don't, because the Orpheus group doesn't seem to have the level of respect for the supernatural that the people in your circle do.
As I'm driving, and we stop having this conversation, it all comes together in my brain. I just start laughing and I'm like, oh, that makes so much sense. Oh my god. Okay, for you that don't know, back when I was in the Linnaeus Society, we were told about the Orpheus group who use ghosts to spy on people. They can utilize the veil, the shroud, whatever this Max guy is talking about. They can use it for information gathering. This makes a great deal of sense.
Fucking Orpheus group. Oh my god. You know, your people never had an ounce of respect for anything that they ever came across of. The nerve on that fucking group.
So,
Hey.
so they spy on people. Do they keep notes and stuff on people? Like, is there like files? Is this like a bureaucratic agency, or is it
It's your
like
typical corporate espionage, right? It's everything. It's everything you think it is.
The
Some
Orpheus
of-
group literally turns ghosts into capitalism.
The funny thing is, I thought this was a joke.
Nope. Far from it.
so Max? If you kept files, and you're having a hard time explaining stuff to us, did you keep? Is there a backup of your files anywhere? Maybe that would help us understand what we're trying to say.
I don't remember.
I mean, fair. I assume that when you die, certain things just kind of slip your mind. I can only hope, actually.
I don't know if what's going on is natural or not. I don't know if I feel so guilty about it, but also I don't, right? It's like there's this thing, and it's looming over this whole interstate, right? And I don't know if it's supposed to be there or if it's just this. It's like there's this giant. I don't even know how to say it. There's this giant shadow, and it's feeding these. It happened. What was her name? And the kind of the outline that is Max would kind of begin like pacing just a little bit for Rosanna, as if he's trying to rack his mind. And he would say, the woman in the car crash, and then the woman in the river. Maybe you didn't see it. It's not their fault. But they were forced to go through it again. The car crash, and then another car crash, and then another car crash, and she drowned again and again and again. And they were both just kept happening. And I don't want to go through that. Okay. So you need to do something about this.
Right. Yeah. When the shroud, as you call it, thins, can more of them get through?
I don't know, right? I think so. That's the working theory, right? But it's but we're not. We would only do it in like these contained, we would have like these contained experiments back when I was alive, and it wouldn't, we wouldn't let it get out. We wouldn't let normal people get involved, right? But whatever's happening, it doesn't care about that, right? It's spreading, and it's trying, and it doesn't care, and I don't know what it wants.
We'll look into it.
You have to look into it, because if it can happen to me, then it can happen to Jillian.
How do you know that name?
I've been following you a long time.
How long have you been dead? 2 months, you said?
2 months.
Where were you when you were last alive? Where did you die?
I don't remember. We were... Everything is... Up until when I die, I don't know what was happening to me, but everything in the weeks before I crossed over, they are fragmented. It's fading in and out and in and out. I have glimpses of things that I remember. I think I was in New York. I don't know. I don't know.
When you've been following us for 2 months then? The whole time you've been dead?
Longer.
Max, you first figured out where to start looking for Rosanna about a month and a half ago. And you tried her home, but she wasn't there. And then you had to keep looking, and you finally tracked her down in California.
Been about a month, I think. A month and a half. I've been... It's complicated.
His figure looks familiar to Rosanna.
Oh, yeah, no, this is more than, like, I'm not even going to make you roll for this. You saw this guy, this figure, on your security camera at your house the day that you went to go meet Viktoria, which was about a month and a half ago, give or take.
Oh my god.
He's been following you since before the cell was a cell.
You're him. I saw you in my home. I saw you outside in the RV outside when I was doing dishes and yeah. Oh my god, how did you find me?
It's a feeling thing. You're less grounded than your friends here.
Feels almost like a magnet to you.
You're easier to talk to. I can't touch anything. No one can hear me, and so
Mm-hmm.
For what it's worth, Max, the old lady in Gila Bend was also somebody that you felt really drawn to and like you could maybe talk to, but you couldn't get past her property border. There was something that almost physically stopped you from stepping onto her property, like it was warded or something.
Right.
Well,
So just in the spirit world, then the other side of the shroud, you just kind of were attracted to Rosanna in general. I'm just trying to figure out if you like died and then your spirit was like, I gotta find this person, because maybe Max, maybe all this stuff you're talking about, maybe you're actually accidentally working for whatever it is.
No, I am not. Don't say that.
Sorry. I'm not trying to start a fight. I'm just trying to figure out if you can't remember how things happen.
It's a feeling. I'm very aware of a couple of things, and it's all feeling. Okay.
Okay.
I wish I could write it down. I don't. I'm running out of time. Something's wrong, and you have to fix it, or else I'm fucked. And I feel I've been running from everything. Orpheus has its we have field agents in the shroud. I think they can see me. And then there's all these other people who are stuck here, right? And I don't want them to find me, because I feel like if they find me, then I won't be able to fix what's broken. Now,
I'll help you.
thank you.
Whatever you can remember. Anything, maybe a journal that you kept, or maybe like a tape, video, anything, where we could possibly find one.
It's one of these things that I feel.
Okay.
I worked with a woman named Kate Dennison, and I did something really bad to her.
What did you do?
I don't know.
Is it that feeling?
I wasn't myself up until I died. There was something else. It's like I was taking a back seat, right? Like I could see everything that was happening, but I wasn't exactly there in it. And I think this is my fault. But I know that I can fix it, or I maybe that I can't, but I have to.
Have you told anyone else?
I can't talk to anybody else. And this is fucked up, but I think the only reason I've been able to is because things are getting worse.
Arthur, your knuckle dusters, your brass knuckles, are glowing faintly. You at the very least now know that whoever this voice is, whoever this Max guy is, he's supernatural. It's not someone with a radio just fucking with you.
Surprise.
I need... Scrolling up. I need Zephyr to roll me 4 dice and Scott to roll me 6.
Okay.
Just 4? Okay.
Just 4.
I got just 1.
I got 4.
Can
Okay.
I burn a willpower to reroll that, or it's not?
Absolutely.
It's not, okay.
You can.
Two.
Okay. Arthur, you're sleepy. You're just tired. Maybe it's the hangover, but you're just feeling a little drained right now. You're just like, ugh, God. Zephyr, you feel good. Like, exceptionally well rested. You can take that superficial damage off that extra box that you got.
Question.
Answer.
Is the ring back on my finger?
Oh yeah. Yeah. You don't know when it got back on your finger, but it's back on your finger.
And is Arthur wearing his ring?
Yeah. Unless he took it off. Which I assume he
Wedding
didn't.
ring?
I don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's always wearing his wedding ring.
I'll wait until after this interaction with Max.
Okay.
Yeah.
Continue. I'm sure people have questions. Max has things he wants to say.
Yeah, look, I know that I'm not exactly trustworthy. Believe me, I did this for a living, right? Once upon a time. So I'll just do you a favor, okay? Generate a little bit of goodwill so you know who you should be talking to and who you shouldn't. Rosanna.
Yeah.
You're not alone. There's somebody intermingling with you. She's got a long wedding dress on. She's connected to Zephyr. And I don't know why, but I can see it. And you two, and then the staticky kind of outline that is Max that only Rosanna could see would point at Arthur and Zephyr. You'd say, there's something wrong with you two. You're tangled, he would say. That probably is about the best word he could. It sounds like he kind of stumbled into that word, but it kind of is about as accurate as he's going to get.
He's pointing to you, Arthur and Zephyr.
What do you mean tangled?
There's a line, and he would say, and this for Rosanna's benefit, this outline is kind of stretching its arms out like it's pulling thread. He would say it's like a you can see it when someone has someone dead, sorry, has a deep connection to something. It's emotions and feeling. I keep going back to that, but that's the only way I could think to say it. It's just a feeling.
I'm gonna look at Arthur. Do you think it's Jillian?
I could be. I mean, it could be just the speaker still trying to get us. But Max, you're saying it's someone dead that ties us, that tangles us?
No. You two are alive. I don't know. I've never seen it before. I don't know what I'm looking at. There is one other dead person here, and and he would kind of square himself in front of Rosanna. He would say, it's like looking at two people at once.
Do I feel anything now that he points it out?
Make me wits and awareness.
No successes.
You don't feel shit. Unless you want to re-roll. You don't feel anything.
So there's someone else here, and must be Jillian.
No. It's not Jillian.
Long wedding dress. Last I checked, Jillian never got married.
It's like
Arthur,
the old.
you would know she did not.
It's like out of the 50s. It's one of those really old, frilly, poofy ones that your grandma would wear.
The girl we saved? / the spirit we released? And I look at Rosanna. Did we not release it, Rosanna?
I haven't been able to tell. I can try connecting and seeing, and maybe I can see her. Maybe. And Rosanna begins to it does that thing that she does when she starts to get nervous. Her hands start to squeeze and tense, and it looks like she's like trying to like grasp for literally anything. And she kind of like turns around and it's like one spin, two spins, and she's looking around, and I close my eyes. I take a deep breath. Okay. And I'm going to try to see if I can. Again, I want to try to feel her. Maybe I was just a little bit stressed or something. Maybe it's the weirdness of Max and them actually getting to like talk to him, but only I can like see him. I want to try to see if I can see this woman after taking a moment to breathe.
Okay. And your pool is 4 dice for wits and awareness?
4, yeah.
Let's go with composure and awareness.
Okay.
Because you're actively fighting your anxiety.
Two successes. I'm gonna re-roll that.
Okay.
3 successes.
Okay. So at first, you don't get anything. You're so freaked out, and Max is, for better or worse, kind of a big presence to try and see through, or to see with him present. It's like he's pulling all of your attention. In fact, as you like forcibly open up that inner part of yourself that makes it so that you can tap into stuff like this, you realize that ghosts feel a little bit like magnets, a lot like how he described the way that you felt to him, like you feel drawn to that presence. But after a minute or two, you manage to kind of like, it's almost like, have you ever seen those weird 3D posters where you have to like stare at them and like cross your eyes and look at them at the corner of your eye in order to actually see the picture? It's a little bit like that, and you realize as you're doing it that you look down and you can see this wedding gown on your body. And when you move your hands, it's like there's another hand that is also moving with yours, but it's got like this split-second delay.
Oh my god.
For what it's worth, Max also comes into slightly sharper definition. He's still a little blurry, still a little dark, but you can make out that he is wearing like an Oxford shirt, like button up with a tie, with dark hair. He looks a little bit more like a man and a little less like a weird shadow static person.
Well, you know, if I push my limits, you look really nice, Max. Fucking what the hell is going on?
Can I look at her reflection to see if I see it, because I remember seeing like a flash of her like with like curly hair and a dress, and see if I see that again.
You go to try and look at her reflection, and she looks like her in the white dress that, you know, Legacy is currently wearing. You do remember, though, that every time it looked weird to you, every time her reflection or her shadow showed up a little weird to you, it was always out of the corner of your eye. And by the time you turned to look, it looked normal. So it may be, you know, it's like when you're focused on it, when you're actively looking for it, you can't see it.
All I gotta say, you all are weird.
You're weird.
How did I get to be the normal one? Shut up, Zephyr. I'm not weird.
You're a little weird, but it's a good weird. It's
Hey,
a good...
Victoria, don't worry about it. You're right. We're all weird. So you're the most normal out of us 4 weird, 5, 6 weird, apparently.
Yeah, I'm not haunted half-dead people, if I'm understanding this right.
Yeah, apparently not. Apparently you're fine. Apparently you're safe.
For now.
Why I'm driving.
I just rest my hand on top of the figure's hand that is also resting on my hand. If that makes sense. Yeah, it's like she's like Rosanna just kind of like I assume that they just see her resting her like kind of like this, but she's trying to like.
You guys see Rosanna like put one hand over the other, and it looks a little weird. It looks like she's mimicking Gozer, because Gozer is laying on the bed in the back with like one paw crossed over the other and just watching all of this. He seems very attentive to what's happening.
Can I like try to pull her off? I don't know if like
You can't make physical contact with her. She seems like air to you, just air that you can somehow see.
Needless to say, I'm not exactly interested in riding as a passenger for anyone in this RV, unlike some of the other ghosts in the room, so I hope we kind of have an understanding in that. But I will tell you one more thing, because I think it's important. I'm being followed by something. I've been running for a really long time. I've been hiding. I've been like a rat. And now that I've talked to you, I'm sure I've put you in some manner of danger, so you know, don't really fuck around when you try to get in touch with Kate, if she even is still alive.
What the fuck is going on? What is happening? What? See, this is why I don't fucking leave my house. Hey, Arthur.
Yeah.
Just out of curiosity, how whole are you feeling right now?
Holy enough.
Punch me.
What? We're punching each other? Okay, can we pull over so I can get in on it?
No, you can't. No, you keep driving.
With Jillian's knuckles or with the book?
Feel like this merits desperation going up to 4.
Gonna have to answer quick, Rosanna.
Dealer's choice, you fucking pick. I don't know. Get her off of me.
And with one backhanded swing, he's gonna hit with the book.
All right. Roll your appropriate die pool. I don't remember what the book is, but I know it's a fairly large die pool for you.
Yes, it is. And he's going to start saying one of the Latin prayers inside of it as he does it, because that's how he does it. All right. Launch dice. All right. Then there's the desperation. Yes, you mentioned it?
Oh, yeah. Your desperation is at 4.
Cool. So 7 dice there, plus desperation 4. Son of a mother.
No.
Why did this
So,
happen?
for those at home who can't see this, Arthur rolled a botch on one of his desperation dice, which means that he has to choose either overreach, at which point he succeeds, but the danger goes up, or despair, where he doesn't get to use his desperation again until he redeems himself.
Yeah. So I'm gonna have to choose despair on this
Okay.
one. So I choose that. I am now in despair.
You are in despair. You,
But it's 3 successes.
you don't want to do what you're about to do. You don't like the idea that you're probably going to hurt Rosanna at the same time you take a swing at this ghost. It's unavoidable that you are going to hit both of them, if you manage to hit it all. This isn't what you signed up for. This isn't what you set out to do. You set out to help people and to redeem yourself for inadvertently being part of a monster's scheme. And now you realize that there is another monster who has manipulated the situation in such a way that you are kind of serving their ends to a certain degree because you are doing harm to someone that you care about. But there's no other way that you can think of in the moment. And you swing as hard as you possibly can with this book. Rosanna, you are going to take 2 superficial damage from just the epic bitch slap that you get with this journal. However, as you stumble back and fall onto the bench seat, where the table is, that's pulled up to the table in the RV, you see this female figure, the same female figure that you saw at the crash site, standing in the middle of the RV, where you were just a moment ago. And she looks pained. Somehow seems a little less pained than you are, which is weird. Arthur, Zephyr, I am going to need you both to roll some dice. Arthur, I need resolve and stamina.
Okay.
Zephyr, I need composure and stamina. Remember that if you have taken damage, you cannot roll that particular
3.
Oh, you both
Also
got
had
3. Okay. Cool. Zephyr, you gain another health box. No superficial damage in it. Arthur, you take a superficial damage. And you really feel this. Like the first one you didn't feel as much. It was a little bit like, I don't know, like your head hurt. And you had a hangover, so it didn't seem like a big deal at the time. Right. This one, it feels like you just hit yourself almost. Max, you can see this thread connecting Zephyr and the woman gets a little bit brighter, and the thread between Arthur and Zephyr also gets a little bit gets a little bit brighter.
Well, that was rather inelegant.
So, feeling this now, Arthur will lose his balance a little because this all happened all at the same time, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
Swinging of the book.
Yes.
Yep.
Well, there was maybe like a second delay between you hitting her and taking the damage, but it was very quick.
But Arthur can't see the woman, right? The only Rosanna can see her.
Correct.
Got it. Okay.
Can I see her changing at all? Like, I guess, do I also see a bright light or anything, or do I just see a woman?
You don't see the tethers. You do see her. You do see she looks panicked and angry all at once. And as you are trying to kind of figure out what she's doing, Rosanna, she turns towards you and starts moving in your direction again.
This time I'm gonna actually take out my pen, and I'm gonna kind of press it up against my head. I want to activate my thwart the unnatural.
Okay.
And I have a specialty in ghosts.
Make your prerequisite roll.
Believe that is resolve and occult. Yeah, resolve and occult. Okay. Do I add my
your skill specialty? Yes.
Yes. Cool. Five successes.
5 successes, not bad. She stops in her tracks about 2 steps from you. And you see her kind of glance around again, panicked. Viktoria? I need you to make a willpower check, please.
Okay, that's just the remaining willpower, correct?
Yes. Unspent willpower.
Two successes.
Rosanna, you managed to stop this ghost from going for you. And she realizes when she can't get closer to you, that she's got to go somewhere. And she turns and dives through the back of the driver's seat and directly into Viktoria. And you can't see her once she's in. Viktoria, you have a flash of feeling hot and cold all at once, and then you feel fine. Totally normal. Maybe it was just a weird trick of the AC.
Jesus fucking Christ, this stupid. Remember how I said that we were going to resolve things as peace last night, Arthur?
Yeah.
No, that is far over. Viktoria, pull over the car right now.
All right, pulling over.
Except, Viktoria, you're not alone in your body, and you're essentially possessed right now. You are aware of what is happening, but you have no control over what is happening.
I am aware that I'm possessed.
You're aware that your body is doing things that you don't want it to do, and you don't know how to stop it. You are watching the speedometer as it gets faster and faster. Like, you are laying on the gas. You can hear Gozer going ballistic.
Ring my bells.
At the same time, Viktoria says, ring my bells, you also hear her voice say, touch anything, and I'll take us off the road. I just want what I need. Give me what I need, and the rest of you can go.
Cool. And just since Arthur is feeling right now that he has to save everyone, he's gonna have to do something. The only things he knows how to do are to hit things with his book. The only thing that works so far against these ghost things.
That's true. Just as a reminder, you're in an RV going about 80. You can feel it swaying and shuddering because it is old and it was not meant to go this fast. And you are flying down an open highway. And unfortunately, you guys are going through the southwest on an interstate. There isn't a whole lot out here. There aren't a whole lot of people out here.
Through gritted teeth, I'm like, listen, lady, we have to slow down, or you get
slow down
nothing.
when they stop hitting me. I need what I need. Get me what I need, and I'll leave you guys alone. I've been waiting for somebody to get me off that fucking highway for 70 years. And I was finally getting somewhere, and then you people showed up and screwed it up for me. Well, I'm not gonna let you screw it up anymore. I want my husband and I want my life. It's not fair.
Can we hear this?
Oh, yeah, no, this is Viktoria's body is talking. So it sounds like Viktoria is yelling at herself and then turning around and yelling at herself again.
Max, you're a ghost. Like, how do we fix this without crashing the car?
It's not her fault.
Can I, like, I know I'm being possessed right now. Can I expend willpower and try to ring my bells to try and thwart the unnatural?
You can certainly try.
Okay, I'm gonna try.
You are going to be at a -1 die disadvantage because you are struggling for control of your own body.
I will try and reroll that one. This is getting dangerous, but I mean, like, I gotta do something.
So do I.
3 successes.
Okay.
So I also have a question, but we'll.
All right, I am
I'll wait,
rolling
I'll wait.
behind the scenes, so you guys can ask questions and whatnot. Just give me a minute to make my rolls, and I'll give everybody the answers that they need. So, what's your question?
My question revolves around the use of the ward that I have that keeps the thing from being able to move and stop. It can't. The creature cannot move closer to anyone. Like, it creates this ward that keeps them out, but it also doesn't allow them to engage in melee or brawl things. I'm wondering how far that extends. If I were to do this now, would it stop the thing from being able to control Viktoria's hands? Would she just freeze up, essentially?
You don't know. To be
Cool.
fair, you've never tried.
Exactly.
You are aware that you are, and I'm just going to give you this part for free because you're a reasonably intelligent person. You are in a very dangerous standoff where if you try something and it goes really poorly, it could legitimately kill one of you or all of you. You're in an RV. Maybe one of you is in a seatbelt right now.
Yeah, I know I'm standing so that's not good for me. But I also recognize that this ghost wants to get back her dead ass husband, and there's no way that that's going to be possible. So either way, we're all going to die.
Well,
Possibly.
Max will say something. More of an answer to Zephyr's question. Say, she's a person. You can talk to her.
Okay, I'm gonna.
Tried that
Because
before.
She mentioned husband, and I suddenly got this wedding ring after we encountered this ghost,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna like slowly make my way up there. And say, we can help you. You just need to slow down. If we all die, then there's nothing we can do.
I'll slow down if the asshole with the book sits down and stops trying to hit me with it.
Arthur,
Just put the book down.
come with me.
Arthur, can you put the book down?
We can still handle this peacefully.
We tried that.
Trust me. Please.
Well, I wasn't hurting anybody, and then you hit me with a book.
Just now. But
Please.
we handled it peacefully 2 days ago, and she was still here. Are you sure this is the best way to handle it,
Please.
Rosanna?
Please. Remember our talk yesterday? You trust me? And I reach out my hand for him.
Fine. But he's going to acquiesce, but he does firmly believe she's going to kill us all.
So you back off and sit down?
I back off, and I go to the back of the RV, where Gozer is freaking the hell out.
Gozer is freaking the hell out. He is barking and growling. He is not happy with what is happening to Viktoria.
I'm just gonna look at him and just go, "Yeah, you and me both, buddy."
Viktoria, your three successes, you managed to win just enough control to forcibly slow down the RV to a safer point. And she, when Arthur backs off, doesn't fight you on it.
Okay.
You do have the sense anytime you try to move your arms to take over driving that if she feels like you're reaching for your bell, she's going to reassert control.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to be harder next time because now she's aware that you are like fighting with her.
Okay, we're chill. We're chill.
Gozer is going to jump off of the bed and come up to the cab. And sit next to you, and he whines like he's worried and noses at your elbow.
It's okay, Gozer. We'll solve this.
Where is it that you want to go?
You're gonna help me find out how to fix what happened. I want my husband. I can't find him.
Can we pull over the car?
Why would we do that? We're in the middle of nowhere.
Just pull over.
Why?
You rode on me. The least you can do is hear me out.
I am. I'm listening. Tell me what you want.
Pull over the car.
Why?
Because we are going to figure out what happened to your husband. And then you are going to move on.
In the middle of nowhere, you're going to magically find the fucking answers that I've been looking for 70 years.
Lady, you've been dead for 70 years. Things have changed.
Pull over.
She will slow and pull over.
Okay.
Also, if you could kindly get the fuck out of me.
That's not about to happen. You're the only insurance I've got. Sorry, Vic. I went for the person who had it easier. Who could do this without even knowing I was there.
You can come back.
Absolutely not.
I might need her anyway.
I'll stay where I'm at for now.
Rosanna, can you look at your computer and see if her husband died somewhere or something?
Let me look into it. I want to look up if there's any articles about what happened to this couple in particular. I believe their names are her name is Mrs. David Carter.
Huh? So make me an intelligence and investigation check.
Okay.
Or intelligence technology, depending on which is higher.
All right. Can I add my desperation to this?
Absolutely.
Five successes.
5 successes. Pretty good. Pretty good. So it takes a bit. And at first you're not even sure that you found the right article because again, it's 70 years old. This was pre-internet. You are looking back through old like microfiche archives that have been put up online, and you find an article in the Gila Bend Chronicle, which is the teeny tiny little local paper where you first saw the stories about the accidents that this particular ghost was causing, whether she meant to or not. And you find a story about a couple who, on their wedding night, left their reception, got into their newlywed vehicle, which was borrowed from a family member, and they were going down the highway, and they apparently went off the road. And nobody knows exactly how long they were on the side of the road, but they were found at about noon the next day. She was already dead when they found them, and her husband was barely holding on, and died on the way to the hospital.
Okay. Well, I found your answer.
Figured out how to make it so that I can get to him.
was the last thing that you remembered?
Lights and an engine on the highway. And a car driving by. And blood. So much blood.
Got it.
I could hear him breathing. Barely. And I knew we were gonna die because nobody was stopping. I think I screamed. I remember screaming. But nobody stopped. Nobody saw us, I guess, because the car died. The lights went out. We were just another rock on the side of a lonely road in the middle of the desert. And then it happened again. And then it happened again. And again. And again. And again. And again. Over and over and over.
Please. I'm sorry that happened. That treatment was not good of them to not stop. Your husband, he passed away on the way to the hospital. I'll be there. He might be waiting for you there.
No. He would have come to me. His ring was there with me.
His ring?
You see Viktoria's hand gesture towards Zephyr. Someone had to carry it. It would have fallen off your finger.
I'm gonna take it off again.
Put it back.
Why?
Because every time you put it in your pocket, I'm afraid it's gonna fall out.
That's understandable, but if you needed help, we were in town for almost 2 days. Why now?
You heard your friend. Fucking nosy bastard. Really hard to talk to you guys, especially when you're busy with 5 million other things. Figured I'd grab a ride, wait until you guys stopped in another town, find a way to hop off, find somebody who would help me.
So, all you need is just for us to return it? Is that what you want us to do? Just return it to his grave, or...?
No, I want you to get me to a place where I can find some fucking answers. God, why doesn't anybody listen?
Because you hijacked 2 of my friends. That's why we're not listening.
I wasn't hijacking, I was just tagging along. This is hijacking. And you'll see gesture like, you'll see Viktoria gesture at herself.
Super fun, by the way, you guys.
I'm like,
So I'm Arthur's in the back. So let me understand this. Someone's got to wear the ring until what? you're happy with them forever being your fake husband? Is that what I'm understanding?
I just wanted him to keep the damn ring on so that it wouldn't get lost.
Where does it go?
With me.
The ring's keeping her here. I feel that way about my notebook. I remember now.
Where's your notebook?
New York, maybe. I'm sure they've burned it by now. Or, well, maybe I'd be gone if they did. Maybe not. Maybe Kate has it.
If she can follow hers, why can't you follow yours?
More drawn to you. More, it's about feeling. She's connected to her husband. She's connected to the ring. She wants to know what happened to him. All I know, more than anything, is that I did something bad, and it's happening here, and it's my fault that she died 1,000 times since the car crash. I don't know what I did, but I know that I did something, and you know, maybe you have to be compassionate to a woman that's been dead for 70 years, but I think you can maybe do something about it. That's what I wrote in the notebook, after all.
Need to show a little compassion. All right. Fine. They don't have to help you. But I will. I'll find your husband. I'll find information about him. But you don't torment my friends. No more.
I'll just ride along.
You stick with me.
I don't trust that one.
He won't hurt
And you'll see Victoria's eyes look up and at Arthur in the rearview mirror.
He won't hurt you. Because hurting you means that he has to hurt me.
Make me a persuasion and manipulation roll. Because you were asking her to act against her own best interest. Her best interest is to hold on to the person with the car keys.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna re-roll my failures.
Okay.
4 successes.
Okay. You can see hesitation on Victoria's features for a split moment before you also see angry determination that is the quintessential Victoria. You don't see her step out of Victoria's body right away, but you can almost sense, and Victoria can definitely feel the way she kind of takes her hands off the reins. And there's a long, pregnant pause before you watch this figure stand up and out of Victoria's body. Gozer goes ballistic again and backs up very quickly to give her a very wide berth. He does not like the way ghosts feel.
It's okay, buddy. Come here. I'll call him to my side.
And he looks like he really wants to go to Victoria, but he doesn't move past her until she passes to Rosanna, and their hands touch. And Rosanna, your hand feels warm, like pleasantly so. There's none of that cold discomfort that you felt when she was leaving you. Mm-hmm. It's almost like she's easing the way. And she touches your hand and then kind of turns and sits, and you can watch and feel her like settle into you. And it's like a warm blanket has wrapped itself around you.
Thank you.
Gozer hurries to his mistress's side and shoves his nose forcibly into your stomach, and is like whining and like doing that like half panicked prance that dogs do when they're like upset but also kind of excited, and just hyper emotional. And he doesn't settle for at least a few minutes until you've been like, a few minutes of very firm like petting and scritching and calm talking.
I'm hugging him and trying to just get him to calm down.
Rosanna begins to think to herself, can you hear my thoughts?
I try not to listen. Not trying to be rude, but yes.
And she looks at Arthur, then at Zephyr, and then at Victoria. We have a deal. Don't hurt them.
Okay. So where are we anyway?
I think we're still in Arizona.
You are. It's been a hot minute since you guys left. I'm on Google Maps. Play nice, please.
No.
The maps are like, fuck you. You are a little bit past the border into New Mexico. In fact, assuming that Victoria gets back on the road, it doesn't take long before you see a sign for Lordsburg. It'll take a while to get there, but at least a few hours away.
If you, and she kind of closes her eyes and begins to think to herself, that way they don't have to hear the conversation that's going on between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
There's one person in this van that I have a very high interest in keeping safe. Help me keep that person safe.
I don't know. Is it the guy who hit me?
And she just smirks.
Well, we'll see if he behaves himself.
Actually. So, since everything seems to have calmed down, and it appears as though something has happened and Victoria's herself again, Arthur's going to get up and go to Zephyr and go, Zephyr, give me the ring.
Here.
Yeah. So Arthur will put it on and look right at Rosanna, but he's trying not to look at Rosanna. He's trying to look at the person in Rosanna as where he assumes it went, since Zephyr doesn't seem to be affected. And he's going to say, listen, I don't trust you, you don't trust me, but now I'm going to carry this and I'm not going to lose it. Does that make sense? Because if anything happens to her, I will do something about it.
Rosanna, there's a moment where you don't fully have control of your body. Your whole form stiffens, like you're on alert. And your hands kind of go into fists. And then you hear this voice in your head go, oh, no, I'm sorry. And you relax. Sorry, not on purpose.
I know, it's okay. I know, but he's good. Trust me.
His instinct is violence, you know that.
His instinct is protection. There's a difference.
Saw what he did to the woman at the river. What he would have done to me if he'd had a chance.
And I protected you, didn't I?
Yeah. For now.
Promise this will go peacefully. But you need to work with me.
I'm trying.
I know.
I didn't mean to.
I know.
It's hard.
I know.
I don't think you do. It's like I was alive yesterday. I had a body yesterday. Not because I was tagging along with you. I remember my wedding like it was yesterday. I didn't do it on purpose. It's instinct. I'm in a body. I want to move. I want to do things. I want to touch things. I don't remember what food tastes like.
Well.
Except wedding cake. I remember wedding cake.
Mm-hmm. You stick around and you behave. And I'll let you touch things. And I'll let you eat things. And I'll let you experience things. And when we find your husband, and what happened to him, you go be with him.
Okay, that's all I want.
That you shall receive. But have a little bit of faith in us.
Wouldn't have tagged along if I didn't. I would have stayed out there and waited. I don't know what you guys did, by the way, knocking down the boundary, but it worked.
May I say that you looked very pretty in your wedding dress?
Thanks.
You see Victoria as she's driving just kind of bites her bottom lip and goes, "Fuck, was it me? Did I knock down the barrier?"
Is it me? Am I the drama?
Am I the drama?
But, Arthur was peacefully waiting, getting angrier and angrier. But he's like, do we have a deal?
We have a deal.
Okay.
You better keep that ring tight, Arthur.
Of course.
And Rosanna's gonna reach out her hand and just rest it on his arm. Take off her glasses and just kind of lean in and whisper. Thank you.
I don't mean to disrupt this very tender moment, but could you figure out where the next town is?
Yeah, where the fuck are we going, by the way?
Honestly, after being possessed, I've kind of lost track of what interstate I'm on. I've been waiting for a road sign. Where do you all want to go?
You are still on I-10, which is where you were meant to be. It's kind of just one long-ass road that has very few turnoffs. It's hard to not be on the interstate.
Okay.
You did see a sign for Lordsburg. Is the next town. It's gonna take about an hour to get there, but it's the closest place.
There's some place called Lordsburg coming up, but it's gonna be a bit.
Does that sound familiar at all to you, ma'am?
It was a teeny tiny little podunk town, but yeah, no, I know where it is.
Okay, then that's where we're gonna start looking first.
Okay.
Whatever's happening down here is happening.
Oh
It's
shit, Max
happening.
is still here.
I know this is rich coming from the corporate goon, but I hope this this little interaction you've had has kind of clarified that we're all kind of the victims here. It took dying for me to figure it out, but everybody dies. But what I was saying, whatever's happening down here is happening everywhere at the same time. It doesn't matter where you go.
Hey, Rosanna,
Yes.
you know how to use this thing, right? Just for a moment, your head will tilt down just slightly and look at your laptop, and then you will feel control come back. Sorry.
I know how to use it, don't worry.
Can we look up Lordsburg? See what's there? It's been 70 years. I don't know what's there anymore.
And, your wish, ma'am. And she, start looking up, typing up, Lordsburg, see, like, what they got going on.
Okay, so there's not a lot in Lordsburg. There's a day in suites. There's a border patrol station. There's several like historical landmarks. There's a Shakespeare ghost town just outside of town. It's an old former mining town that's empty now. As you are looking through the list, and it is bigger than Gila Bend was. Not by a lot, but it is bigger. And as you are looking through, there is you see mention of an old historical, it's marked as a historical site, but it's a bookstore. And it says family owned since 1935. She goes, huh. Well, that was there last time I was there, and they've always got weird stuff. I wonder if I mean, it's still the same family. They might still have stuff. Maybe something
first. We could try there first.
I'd like that.
You know, now that you're in my body and you can probably feel the things that I can feel,
You're asking if I can. You're asking if I can fix the hangover. I can't. I tried. It sucks.
I trust me. No. But I'm gonna introduce you. When the moment that I find them, they're called strawberry creams. They're absolutely delicious. And sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. It's been a while.
I've had strawberries and cream before.
Oh no, honey, these really delectable hard candies, and they taste all sweet and they make me feel warm inside.
Okay. That sounds nice.
We're gonna find them, and I'm gonna make you try them with me. Oh, I'm gonna reintroduce you to the world while you're still here. Why am I doing this? Okay, never mind. You know what? No. This will be a good thing. But you, like I said, you and I, we have a deal. You don't touch him. You don't touch her. You don't touch him. You can touch me as much as you want.
Curiosity, Rosanna, are you talking out loud and gesturing while doing this?
Oh, she's not talking out loud, but she's gesturing.
So it looks like Rosanna's having a mild breakdown in the back of the RV. She looks happy and excited, but also determined and
then I look up.
And you'll hear, you know, you're not making any noise, right? It just looks like you're, well, I hesitate to say possessed.
Don't worry, they're used to me being crazy. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Yes. So, like, your connection, by the way, is with that ring, right?
I have a connection to it, sure. It's my husband's ring. I'm hoping that he's the one with a connection to it, and that I can, I don't know, use it to get him back. At least pull his spirit. Is that what we are? I don't know.
Well, there's something like that. Let me know if this brings you comfort. She's gonna get up, again, without making any noise, and she's just gonna go sit right next to Arthur. First of all, wait for a reaction from her, and then look at him, and look down at the ring. Arthur, this is gonna be a bit of a weird question, but can I hold your hand for a minute?
Sure.
Ew.
Say ew, that's mean. That one she does say out loud.
Sorry. He's a very nice looking man. Let's try. Let's see what happens.
I was hoping to have been conversing with Zephyr before that about the weirdness of this whole situation.
We can pause and you two can have a conversation.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna be talking with Zephyr about the weirdness of this whole situation, and be like, yo, I don't know why she gave you the ring, and I'm not trying to steal your thunder. And then that's when she walks up and goes, "Can I hold your hand?" He's just like,
I gotta say, the possession is really distracting me. Go ahead, Zephyr. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. I was just gonna say, admittedly, he's a little sad that he doesn't have the ring anymore, but he doesn't say anything.
I mean, Zephyr, I can hold your hand too. You don't need the ring as a.
No.
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 Wow.
I appreciate it, but oh.
yeah, no. I want to keep Rosanna safe, and I feel like this spirit's gonna, latch onto this whole thing, and so it's just my way of trying to guarantee her safety. Right? We're a team here. We got to keep each other alive.
Yeah.
And then handhold.
She takes the hand that has the ring on it and kind of interlocks her fingers with his. closes her eyes and waits to see if there's a reaction.
So at first, you don't get any response. And then you feel your thumb, just your thumb, shift, and it rubs along the band. And you feel a little wave of contentment.
Does that hold you over for now?
I guess. I liked it better when that one was wearing it.
Well, you don't get that one again, and I'm sorry.
It reminded me of my husband. They're quiet and I don't know. My husband was quiet and saw the world differently than a lot of people.
Yeah. I think you might like this one, though. He's loud, but
Quick
He's
to
open.
violence.
he's open.
We'll see. So it takes about an hour and a half to pull into this town. It is still relatively, it's still early enough that you guys managed to make it to this bookstore before it closes. It's due to close at like 6 and you guys pull in at like 5, so you don't have a whole lot of time. But you do get there. Lights are on inside. Not too many cars in the parking lot, maybe 1 or 2. Rosanna, you can feel her kind of restless. Before we do this big skip ahead, I'm sorry. Max, was there anything else that you wanted to talk to them about? I keep forgetting that you're here because you're not on my screen. I'm so sorry.
Not that I can think of, unless anybody has any questions for him. I think he'll quietly go back to stalking the cell like he was before.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for being here.
Of course.
At some point, Viktoria, music comes back on the radio. And Rosanna can confirm that she doesn't sense or see Max anymore. Probably safe to assume that if he's been following you guys as long as he has, he's probably still around, but he has made himself scarce. He did mention that it is exhausting to try and like hold up a conversation and a connection. So, you guys pull in front of this little bookstore. And it is called Jameson Books. Family owned since 1935. From just outside looking through the windows, you can see that this is one of those places where half of the books that are in here have been here almost as long as the place has been open. Or at least have been in existence as long as the place has been open. It's as much an antique store as it is a bookstore. The antiques just all happen to have pages. And Rosanna, you can feel a sense of both excitement and restlessness. She is ready to go. She's not taking over. She's not controlling you, but she wants out of the fucking RV. She wants to go outside. She wants to touch things. She wants to, look for answers.
Oh yeah, no. The moment that we park the RV, and get to the bookstore, she almost instinctively looks back and like just keeps her eye on the ring, but not the spirit, Rosanna, just to send her new passenger confirmation that it's still there, even if we step ahead. But the moment that they walk out, Rosanna's gonna feeling a little bit empathetic and kind of like feeling bad that this woman is stuck in kind of a crappy situation that nobody, literally none of us want to be in, right? Like none of us want this. She's gonna go around. She's gonna start feeling things like touching grass and like the wood paneling that protects the bookstore, and kind of like reaching for the door and allowing her to just kind of like feel the world around her again.
Just because that is so incredibly thoughtful and sweet and so very much appreciated by your passenger, I'm going to give you, you're going to regain one of your superficial willpower that you've spent. You feel this little bolstering rush of emotion, and you feel just a little bit less like the world is on your shoulders. Like maybe there is somebody here to help you carry it.
I hope this is helping you.
It's certainly making the intervening time a lot less awful. Thank you.
You like to read when you were younger?
I did. That's how I met my husband. I was a librarian.
You know, it's funny. I went to school for librarian studies.
I admit I may have seen some of that. I wasn't trying to look. You know, you think about things and I can't help but overhear it.
I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. I felt bad for seeing anything without permission, but I couldn't stop it from happening.
Well, you and I are going to be connected. You have access to my memories. Whatever you need to learn, I guess, make you more comfortable.
Would you tell your friend I'm sorry? I only jumped into her because jumping into a man seems like it would feel weird and really inappropriate.
I'm sure your husband finds that very respectful. I look back to Viktoria and, hey.
Yeah.
She's sorry.
I give Rosanna this deadpan look for a moment before slowly raising up both hands and giving Rosanna the middle fingers. You get the feeling that those aren't directed at you, but the ghost passenger inside of you. And I just hold it like that.
That's fair.
Kind of deserved it.
I know.
Well, let's go
find
some books. Yeah, let's go find some books, right? Yeah.
Okay. Inside of this bookstore, you are all going to be welcome to make at least one individual search to find what you're looking for. You do not have to look for stuff for this ghost. I, as the GM, am not going to punish you if you decide to pursue your own interests. Obviously, if you do help her, she goes away faster, but it is not a requirement. I know some of you have slightly more selfish impulses, so I just want to be clear that as the storyteller, I'm not going to punish anybody who doesn't want to fall in line.
No.
But you gave me the option, and now I have to debate it.
Okay, here's Victoria's thoughts. She's mad that this ghost took her over, and she's like, I don't care about your destination. I'm going to kill you before you get there. I see our agreeing. We're telepathic. We're on the same wavelength.
What kills me, what I find funniest about that is the fact that I thought very long and hard about that possibility, about the possibility of her getting shoved out of Rosanna's body. And the one person at the table that I felt, or the two people at the table that I felt were likely to pull the same stunt she did were Zephyr and Viktoria. Like, if you guys were the ghost, would you have jumped into somebody else's body and been like, look, bitches, until you agree to help me and stop fucking trying to hurt me, I'm going to take over.
Listen, Ghost Victoria, theoretical Ghost Victoria would be righteous in her actions, not this ghost.
Sure.
I need some more, pretty lady. All right, I need some more.
Yeah, if we're all going into the bookstore, probably going to look, because you said a lot of the books are like super old, right?
Yes, quite a few of them are old. There are also newer ones that are obviously like recent publications, but
so it's gonna we could be helping the ghost, but realistically he's like, no, I want to see what like weird books they have to see if he can find anything that's like odd or interesting.
Arthur wants to do the same thing. If there's books in here that are weird and interesting that may help the end goal of his ambition, you know, just to stop the speaker,
Seer?
that business, or the speaker
The
and all
speaker?
that business, he totally wants to do that. But unfortunately, he's now very worried about Rosanna and the thing inside of her, and I think that while he has the same feelings as Zephyr, he is actually going to try to find something that will help Rosanna because she's the more immediate issue. And he'll deal with the fact that he won't have time to look for himself.
okay. So Arthur is going to attempt to help Rosanna look for ghost things. Zephyr is going to look for books on weird, esoteric shit.
Yeah, more so like what, like if there's like anything physical that I can do, since I don't really have like magical items. Let's see if there's anything I can pick up on.
Okay. Victoria.
The impulse to look into books on the Linnaeus Society is very strong, but I'm also not happy with the fact that our RV is super haunted. So, my thought would actually be, like, if I could do both, I'd do both. But the haunting is a more pressing issue, and I'm gonna look into that.
Okay. All right. We're going to start with Rosanna, Victoria, and Arthur. Are you guys working as a unit, or are you doing individual searches?
I'm sorry, Rosanna, I'm not anywhere near you right now.
Mm-hmm.
Arthur will be standing right next to Rosanna and like eyeing her to see if the ghost ever gets outside of her and he can notice it, he's going to try something. But right now, he's keeping just being peaceful because he doesn't want to hurt his friend.
Rosanna, you can feel how uneasy she is about how close he is and the way he's staring at you. But she is behaving herself because she made a deal. For now. She is, like, you have the sneaking suspicion that if Arthur tries something, this ghost is gonna fucking snap.
Funny, Arthur feels the same way.
That being said, ridiculous. Okay. I love the standoff between Arthur and all of my SPCs.
But this
Constantly
is,
choosing
I feel-
violence.
I love that it's the standoff between the SPC and Arthur, but Rosanna's just sitting here like, I'm directly in the middle of this, and not by choice.
Right? Okay. So the two of you are going to work together. I'm going to call this an intelligence and academics for assuming that Rosanna's taking the lead on the roll because she's probably got the higher dice pool. For her, it would be intelligence and academics because she is, what do you call it? Because you're a librarian. Like you literally trained to be able to research incredibly well and find things quickly.
Do I get to add my specialty?
Absolutely. And you get an extra die because Arthur is helping you. He's helping you more from an investigation perspective than an academics perspective because his academics are in biblical stuff, which isn't super helpful.
Okay.
Ooh, very nice. You could have had your what do you call it? Desperation, because you're looking for information.
Can I roll?
You can absolutely roll desperation.
Cool.
Just an all desperation roll.
All right, yeah, and that's 4.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, it's gonna roll as a pool because I can't just do like a
That's
desperation.
fine. We'll just ignore the one die is fine.
Mm-hmm. Two extra successes on top of that.
Excellent. Okay. Yeah. You find a metric fuck ton on ghosts and hauntings and the afterlife, and all of that. Like, by the time the two of you finish with Rosanna kind of like as this weird sort of maestro, like pointing you in directions, and Arthur using the power of tall to pull shit off of high shelves and get things and whatever. By the time you're done, you've got a stack, like a healthy stack that's probably going to cost a pretty penny. But there's a lot of books in your arms right now. Viktoria.
I'm excited for this role.
So what are you looking at, like hauntings and things like that?
Yeah, hauntings, how to get rid of ghosts, potential.
Literally the book, How to Get Rid of Ghosts.
How to be not haunted.
Exorcisms for dummies.
No, not exorcisms. I don't want to put Rosanna through that.
Okay. Let me look at your sheet.
But also, I was thinking something else that could help is anything that's like a town census. I mean, I know it's a bookshop, but something that says where this fellow is buried might help.
So I'll just give this to you for free up front, because you've helped Rosanna with some of her research before. You want something like a town census, you need to go to town hall for stuff like that.
Yeah.
Bookshop's not going to have that.
Yeah.
But you can look for how the fuck do we deal with ghosts.
All right.
Um,
Can I roll that one dice?
well, I see 3 dice. That's intelligence and investigation.
Okay. All right.
Still not an amazing pool, but, you know, it's something.
Listen, head full of rocks. One success.
It's like one failure.
One failure.
One success. That's actually for the size of your dice pool. That's actually semi-impressive. You
Does it have the best pop-up pictures in it?
you find a book that is in like the new agey section. It's like this pitiful new agey section. Like the one thing that you are aware of as you get like the singular book on ghosts in the afterlife that's in this section is that this is depressing compared to the books that were on offer at the Linnaeus Society. Like, this is such a teeny tiny little section. Like, this is a relatively large store by all, you know, by most measures for a bookstore these days. And it's just this teeny tiny little, like, 3-shelf nothing. And even like the borderline initiates who had only been around the Linnaeus Society for a day had access to more books than fucking this. And you're so annoyed. Of course, what you don't realize is that there's like, you are looking in like the tail end of a actually rather hefty section that you just didn't notice the rest of it.
Books don't sing my language, so
They do not. But then you rather rapidly get distracted by like sheet music up near the checkout counter. That's for like bells specifically, and you're like, ooh.
Would also be interested in violin stuff, so I'll start.
Violin and handbells, yeah.
Excellent.
You start browsing through like the rather hefty selection of sheet music books. Okay, Zephyr.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, oh boy, do
God.
I have something fun for you.
Oh God.
Oh my God. Okay. I need you.
Oh no.
You're gonna find something regardless, but I want to see how much you get.
Okay.
Make me an intelligence investigation roll.
Okay.
Actually, no, make that intelligence awareness.
Oh, yep, still.
I don't know that it changes your die number, but
I got 3.
would you like to burn a willpower?
Yes. Just
Okay.
Let's see.
I mean,
what
we're
we
coming
get.
up on the end of the session, so you might as well.
Yeah. Oh, come on. Still 3. Yeah.
That's fine. So you find a number of books. Some are on cryptids. Some are on like supernatural stuff. You find like a Wicca book that looks mildly interesting. That's got some stuff in it that you haven't seen before. You find a sort of like pseudo like Christianity thing. Like, it's not the Christianity that you've ever encountered, but it's got some like flavors of Christianity outlined in it, but also some really weird like views. Not terribly unlike the kind of shit that you heard at the Rising Star. That being said, what actually stands out in the middle of all of this is you are shuffling through all of these books up on this shelf, and you're looking and you're looking and you're looking. You spot a thick leather-bound black book with a silver embossed sun on the spine. And it stands out to you because while a lot of these others look, older and a little bit beat up, and some of them are obviously secondhand, this looks much older somehow, but is still in remarkably good condition. And you don't remember spotting it when you first came over here, but it was like you turned to look at another shelf and then you turned back to like grab something that at first you weren't sure you were going to take, and it was just there. And you're like, huh, must have missed it.
I'm gonna grab it and like flip through a few pages just to see what's in it.
You flip through it, and the first thing you notice is these incredibly ornate, detailed illustrations that look like they were done by hand, they look like anatomy drawings, but not of anything human that you've ever seen.
I'm going to, well, I'll if I end up grabbing it, I'll take it. I'll take it. But I'm going to, if I have time, immediately try to look for anything that looks similar to the speaker.
That's fine. I wasn't quite finished.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Okay. You just got very excited. I understand. I kind of had the feeling you would when this popped up in front of you. You flip through, and there are these incredibly detailed and honestly a little gruesome anatomy drawings. This is not like the kind of anatomy drawing that you see in like a medical textbook, which you've had access to despite not having ever gone to school for any of that. You find that there are notes on what these anatomy drawings are for. Some of them are labeled as plant folk. There's one that it's hard to tell because it's an anatomy drawing, and it's obvious that whatever this thing that's being drawn was literally like filleted open and was being dissected when the pictures were drawn of it. But it's in like this shape that suggests that it might have been like a fish from the waist down, but a person from the waist up. There's a diagram of what very distinctly look like vampire fangs to you. And if you look at the title page just inside of the cover, if you look at it, it says the title is The Darksome Anatomies, but anatomies is spelled ANATOMYES. And you're reasonably certain that a book like this should not be in a bookshop, let alone on the shelf. This is not the kind of information that is supposed to fall into the hands of like typical bookgoers. You know, like shoppers. This should not be somewhere where normal people can find it. And when you kind of flip it over and you're looking for a barcode, there is no barcode. There is nothing to suggest how much this might cost, whether it was even in the right section.
I'm like contemplating stealing it, but it's a small bookstore, so that'd be wrong.
Well, that's up to you.
Yeah, I'll steal it.
Okay.
But I'll buy another book just so I feel a little bit better about it.
Make me a Make me a dex. No. Make me a resolve larceny check.
Let's see.
And I will give you an extra die.
One.
That one extra die, man, that saved you.
God.
You slip it into your bag, as far as you can tell. Nobody has seen you. And then you continue to shop. You find some other stuff, some other books on various, supernatural stories and hauntings and local legends, lots of stuff on legends and myths. Nothing specifically on the Speaker or the cult, but you kind of didn't expect that. They're relatively new-ish phenomenon. They've only been around for a couple of decades. So, but by the time you're finished, you've got a small stack of books. And as you go to meet your friends up at the counter, Viktoria has a single, proper book and, several books of sheet music.
Hey. Find anything good?
Yeah, I found some pretty interesting books on urban legends and stuff. Something that may be able to help.
Nice. I got this, and I waved the book the New Age ghost book that I found.
And it's about that time that Arthur and Rosanna walk up, and both are carrying just stacks of books in their arms. And Rosanna looks fucking thrilled.
I would like to point out that at some point while they were walking towards every now and again she would do the little bit of a selfish thing and go down a book aisle that to get some pleasure reading. And and yes, it's exactly what you think. And she would just sneak.
Pleasure reading.
Yep. Reading. So for
that doesn't make Arthur feel awkward at all.
Oh yeah.
No.
Do we also see it? Can we see the title of it?
You probably see the half-naked man on the covers, so absolutely, I would imagine.
I'm just
Oh. In that case.
And she would, and yes, she would make Arthur carry at least 2 of those books.
It's amazing.
Needless to say,
probably-
Zephyr looks like a kid in a candy store right now.
Oh my god. Zephyr probably has at least one of those really shitty fantasy romance novels tucked under his arm, but you guys can't see it. But it's just a small little soft cover book under his arm.
I love it. You guys are on a road trip and bringing pleasure reading with you, which is exactly what I'm going to call anything that's not academic from now on, is pleasure reading. And I'm just going to assume and imply heavily that it's always romance.
Plot.
You guys get up to the book to the counter, and this kind of 30-something young woman, she's early 30s at the most, walks up, and looks a little surprised that there's anybody here at this hour, and then sees the stacks of books that everybody wants and looks thrilled. You have the sneaking suspicion that she probably is about to make more in sales, in this single thing from you, than she makes in a week. Easy.
Arthur starts peeling out money out of one of his rolls of cash he's got squirreled away in a pocket somewhere.
Oh, nope. You put that thing back, or so help me God, boy.
What?
I can pay
Fine.
for it.
There, and he hands some money to Zephyr and Viktoria and go, there, fine. There, take care of it.
Thanks. But I like pull out some cash out of my boot and just like, oh, I also have. Thanks.
Arthur.
Welcome to Jameson Books. I see you found a lot. Was there anything you couldn't find? Anything I could help you with? Bags, maybe, to carry all this in?
Yes, please.
And she starts pulling out like the like brown paper bags with like the thick kind of ropey handles, because they're gonna hold up a lot better to the books than simple plastic shopping bags that you could see behind her. And she starts kind of loading things up, and kind of, you know, as she's ringing them up, she's loading it up, and she's just like, got some interest in ghosts?
And
Are you
smut,
guys going to the...
apparently.
What?
Oh,
And smut, apparently.
Oh, well, I wasn't going to comment on that. What you do in the privacy of your bedroom is your own business.
I majored in occultism, so it's I'm hoping to get my master's. So
Oh, so
more
it's
so
study
my piece.
material.
Yeah.
I get that. That's interesting. I didn't know that occultism was a major, but that's cool.
It's a lesser known one, but it's still a major. Kind of feeds into my other degrees. But yeah, so this is just to kind of that my dear friends here are helping me with my thesis, and
Well-
obviously picking up some side material.
Obviously. Thank you for your business. This is incredible. So she finishes ringing you up, tucks everything into the bags. If you guys need anything, I'll be here. But I think you may have bought like half the books I have on most of this stuff. Gonna have to buy replacements.
What is
Order
this
replacements.
price tag run? And all told, like,
Oh, you're in the like a few $100s worth of books. Most of it is Rosanna's purchases. Like her selection got up into like the 200 to 300s on her own. But as she whips out a card, you have the sneaking suspicion that's not really going to be a problem.
Mental note to myself. I might need to go online and replenish later.
Okay. Your tag along is like,
Yeah, don't worry. It's you. It's not you. It's me.
but I'm present for. I guess I could just close my eyes.
Wouldn't that close my eyes?
I don't know. We'll have to try it out.
Okay.
So you gather up your books because we are over the line on our time. You all gather up your books and you go to climb into the RV and you get back on the road. I'm going to assume that you guys are going to continue to drive to make up as much time as you can, considering all of the delays and the late start and everything. Maybe pull over at some point so that Viktoria can cook and Arthur can drive, can take over driving for her. Rosanna spends all of her time with her nose buried in a book until it is time for her to hop into her chat room at 8 o'clock like she normally does. All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening in, for being a part of this. Thank you, Matthew, for dropping in as a guest star. Thank you guys for listening.